What is going on, guys? It's Bucky and welcome to your 6th physics tutorial. And in this tutorial I'm going to be talking about division in scientific notation. But before I even begin that, I want to mention that as you guys might be able to hear right now, there is a huge thunderstorm going on outside my apartment. So, I just wanted to tell you guys in case I don't even know if I'm going to make it through this tutorial before my computer shuts off. But if I do, I just want to let you guys know that, there isn't a car crash going on outside. It's just thunder, so, probably didn't even need to tell you that, but I did anyway. So let's go ahead and jump into division with scientific notation. So just like multiplication, we need to pull this number and this number first. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So 7.62 times 10 to the third divided by 2.1 times 10 to the fifth equals 7.62 divided by 2.1, and then we go ahead and once we figure that out, we need to multiply that by this divided by that. So we have 10 to the third divided by 10 to the fifth. So let's go ahead and figure out each side of this equation. 7.62 divided by 2.1 is 3.629. Now what we need to do in order to figure out 10 to the third divided by 10 to the fifth, the kind of shortcut for this is 10 to the 3 minus 5. Now 3 minus 5, this goes ahead and stays the same. 3 minus 5 is of course negative 2. So now we have 3.629 times 10 to the negative 2. And check it out. That is already in perfect scientific notation form. So that's our final answer right there. I can't even read today. 3.629 times 10 to the negative 2. Pretty cool, huh? So now let's go ahead and jump into another example using a negative. Yeah, that's going to happen a lot. And you know what I noticed? I don't know if you guys care about that. But whenever I'm doing, well, never mind. This is just going to be like useless information that you guys don't even care about. So let's just go ahead and move on instead of me randomly talking. So now we have an example with a negative and a negative exponent. So what we need to do in this case is pull these first numbers right here. So it's basically 3.1 divided by 6.4. So we're going to go ahead and figure out that, but then we go ahead and times that by 10 to the negative 3 divided by, actually we can just go ahead and skip this step. So negative 3 minus, this is going to look weird, negative 7. I might want to go ahead and surround those by parentheses. So negative 3 minus negative 7, let's go ahead and figure out each side of these. So 3.1 divided by 6.4 equals 0.484 times 10 to the negative 3 minus negative 7. So what we're basically doing is saying, all right, negative 3 plus 7, so it's 10 to the fourth. And again, as you can see, this is in kind of scientific notation, but in order to get it proper scientific notation or standard notation, or it's not called standard notation, it's called, I don't know, I'll just call it proper standard scientific notation. It's my tutorial. 4.84, and since we moved decimal place 1 point to the right, we're going to go ahead and times that by 10 to the third. Take away 1 from right there. So here is our final answer with 1 digit to the left of the decimal. So there we go, and we have one more example we want to cover. And yes, this is the very last example when dealing with standard arithmetic. Is that what it's called? Math functions. Yeah, arithmetic is so much harder to say than math. So we got one more example to go. And then, yeah, that's it for these dumb scientific notation tutorials. So let's go ahead and pound our way through this. So 5.9 times 10 to the fifth divided by 1.7 times 10 to the negative 3, or negative third. Negative 3. So 5.9 divided by 1.7, and we're going to go ahead and multiply that by 10, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the shortcut right now. 5 minus negative 3, which is pretty much 5 plus 3. So on the left side of this equation, what we get is 3.47 times 10. Remember, 5 minus negative 3 is pretty much saying, all right, 5 plus 3. So again, we don't need a calculator for that. 5 plus 3 is 8. So that's our final answer right there. And that's already in proper format right there. So 3.43 times 10 to the 8th is in proper scientific notation form. We can go ahead and, put that on our test, and our teacher gives us, 10 out of 10, and they say, good job, and they say, see me after class, and they might have a little winky face right there. What if your teacher did that? She's like, see me after class, and she put a winky face. Would you see her, or would you not? I'd probably be like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna walk out of class, and yeah, unless she was cute, then I'd have to see her. But anyways, I'm rambling on. So there you go. There you have it. There's your basic math functions whenever you're working with scientific notation. Again, if you come across any problem that's more difficult than these, maybe you have like a scientific notation that you need to put to the eighth exponent or something like that. If you have anything weird like that, just go ahead and use a scientific calculator. Now that we know the basics of it, we can go ahead and just use a calculator anytime we want from here on out. So I needed to teach you guys this because whenever you're working in college and high school, the teacher makes you show your work, and it's good to understand, what's going on behind the scenes so you guys don't just depend on your calculator all the time. But now that we understand this, we're ready to move on to something a lot more interesting. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.